Okay, it's recording. All right, so officially, welcome everyone. And we will be talking about funnels and understanding in general business funnels. So I'm going to open up my chat here on the right hand side, and please do send me. Please do send me questions through if you have them. I'm trying to get through the slides first and just give you a complete overview of funnels and what they are, especially for anybody that is new to funnels. Maybe you have heard a little bit about funnels. Some of you have implemented a funnel already, like, for example, the opt-in funnel you have, where you have a lead magnet, you have a landing page, and people can opt into a freebie and they land on your email list. So that is one funnel out of literally dozens of funnels. I have put together something that is limited to 17 funnels. In all of these funnels, you have in some way, shape, or form encountered already throughout your life. And we see them every single day. Some of us might be aware of them, but if you have never been in the business world, or if you never have owned a business, you might have actually never heard about that they are called funnels. So the interesting part is, and we will see a few examples in a moment, is that funnels, literally, we encounter them every single day. So I'm going to get started, and let me know if you can see my screen. And you should be able to see right now from scattered to systematic marketing. I can see your screen. Perfect. Thank you, Chris. Super, super. Okay. I can also tell you what I used. I did not use Canva this time. So I'm working a lot with Gamma.app right now, which is an automated presentation, slide presentation, and document presentation. It's really, really cool. But I have obviously learned this tool new. But whatever you see right now here has been created with Gamma. And if you're interested in it, we can talk about that also in our AIgram society, because this makes life very easy suddenly creating slides. I can tell you that. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, what we know right now here is we know that every business is literally experiencing the same thing. We often start out as a new business. We have an undefined target audience. We have an inconsistent branding in the beginning. Sometimes we have a logo, sometimes we have green, purple, and red all over the place. And we learn our business as we go. And then we also have scattered content channels. Sometimes we do a little bit on Instagram, sometimes we do a little bit on YouTube, then we don't do anything at all for a few months. And then we start back up maybe somewhere in Facebook or somewhere in school. So it's really scattered. In the beginning, we feel like we are actually listening to a few voices. Stop calling me out, Jackie. In the beginning, we are actually listening to quite a few voices, I think, online until we find our own voice. And that's been definitely true for me also when I started, I don't know, 2015. You get into the habit of trying new things and trying to find your way through this cluttered existence of marketing, online marketing. And I'm sure everybody that has taken a few marketing classes or has listened to a few podcasts, or Kimberly, maybe you're like listening to a lot of different ways right now when you write a book and then you publish a book. So every business, every product, everything you bring to the market should have a funnel behind it. And in the beginning, that's not the case. And that's totally cool, because we need to learn what it means to actually create funnels. And so we are doing all this random stuff for quite a while until we get sick and tired of it. And we really want to then actually step into the world and learn. So, what we are doing today here is that we are going through it step by step, what funnels really are, real world examples. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 real world examples so they become more clear. You also will get your 2 main options, organic versus paid funnels, then the proven paths and how to choose them. And you will also get, obviously, as I mentioned before, access to our report on Monday. Before that, there's a little bit of homework involved, but there's going to be a really cool report coming your way when you then, I'm going to talk about that later. So let's just move on. Okay, so when we are looking at funnels and why I feel like I should be talking about them is because literally before, when I worked in the corporate world for 20 plus years, actually at Nokia and Intralinks, and I managed multi-million dollar implementations really and built teams and filled up Boeing 747s. But the funny thing is, when you start really your own business, all of this goes to waste. And none of this really applies to a micro business, to a solo entrepreneur. Whatever the big corporations doing out there, like Nokia or what else, all of these big ones, um, they have a humongous marketing behind it. They have humongous marketing dollars behind it. And we have heard it a little bit if you have listened to Alex Hormozy. He has spent, I don't know, what did he say? $50,000 in marketing for just this one campaign he did back in August. So there are different levels of what we can afford as small business owners. We can have literally a very organic, non-paying funnel there where we don't have to pay in. We can have a funnel where we put some advertisement money behind it. But once you really start your own business, you're really looking at, there's a huge time drain because you have to create a lot of content. There is the scaling struggles we all see and have, like how many clients per day or per week, one-on-one clients can you really have if you are not building out a workshop or a membership or something else you want. And then you basically, in my case, I completely started over again. So all of my corporate world, all good and nice and fine, but really it was not useful when it came to marketing. So in 2015, I started over. You know a little bit my or most of you actually know, 2015 I started with all of the marketing new learning. Then we did Blend Precisely 2019. Then in 2020 I finally created my first funnel, which was the opt-in page, and that brought me 1,000 opt-ins over 5 years with no ads. So I just wanted to point that out. I didn't start for 5 years creating funnels. I didn't have anything. So those growth was extremely slow. And that's what you want to look at. And we're going to look at a later point as well. If you go organic, it is a great, fun way to do. It doesn't cost you money, but it will cost you a lot of time. Then in 2021 and 2022, I really got into funnels and I learned more and more and more and added another 6,000 people to my email list. And that happened all within a year. So I just really want to point this out that 5 years, I got up to 1,000 email subscribers. In 1 year, I got up to 6,000 or added another 6,000. And of course, people go and come and go to your email lists, and you need to, that's a whole different story how to how to keep them actually in your world. But that is part of business funnels as well. So there is the organic approach. It will take just much longer. And then there's also the paid approach that will go much, much faster. So in 2025, we opened up now AI Grim. We actually have 250 people using AI Grim right now. Some of them are in our groups. Others are, we are working also on the side with one-on-one people, one-on-one consultations, and that is a whole different story on the side. But today, 6 years, I'm helping micro businesses mostly, but the future me is still, I really, really want everybody to understand funnels, make money with your business, and being able to at least add some income. If you are not requiring to have $5,000-6,000 a month, at least you're probably doing a business where you want to add $500, $1,000, $2,000 maybe to your business. But we want to get there as fast as we can, because otherwise we are actually losing the momentum as well. So the funnel truth is really, funnels aren't marketing tricks, and that's what we get into a little bit more their customer experience designs. So you use them every single day without realizing it, first of all, and every successful business guides the journey. And I will show you how that will go. So the current funnel we have is random posts, hope, wait, and wonder. So we are really not actually having a funnel. We are just doing these random things. Oh, I'm going to post and try here for 2 weeks. I'm going to hope that somebody is going to maybe DM me. I'm going to wait for the results. That is one of the uh, probably the biggest things, hoping and waiting and then wondering why it didn't work. And then we get into this mindset suddenly where we say, oh, this didn't work. But in reality, you maybe sent one email or you made 3 posts or you stopped for 6 months and then you went back into it. And then you suddenly say, well, my business didn't work because nobody actually was calling me. And in reality, it takes a ton of effort to really get 1,000 people in, or 6,000 people, or even just 500 people. It takes completely every single time we do. If we have a YouTube channel, we have a call to action. If we have an Instagram, we need a call to action. If we have an email, at the bottom of the email, there needs to be a call to action. But in addition to that, we need to do a few other things in parallel to actually get people into our funnel. So it needs strategic content. First of all, you need to know who your customer is. You need to know what you're selling. You need to know what kind of pain points you're fulfilling. If you're selling something somebody doesn't want, you will not get people into your funnel. If nobody wants to have chocolate chip ice cream on a Sunday and you're trying to just give them chocolate chip ice cream on a Sunday, they will not come back the second Sunday and the third Sunday. Now, if you start offering them vanilla, what they actually want, because you listen to them, is like, you don't have vanilla? Well, no, we only have chocolate ice cream. Well, then, no, thanks, bye bye. But if you start serving vanilla ice cream, you will have customers because they ask for it. You saw that there was a pain point. You wanted to fulfill their needs. If I go to a coffee shop and they don't offer coffee, well, what the heck? What am I going to do? I want a coffee. But they are just offering a bunch of teas and maybe a drip coffee. I'm not a drip coffee person. I want my espresso. So I'm not going to go back to that coffee shop. So listen to your customers. That is one big thing. So you need to have specific next steps. First of all, you know already, we talked about that so much. And if you don't know at this point what your client's pain point is, you will also not need to build a funnel. You need to know what you're delivering to what pain point. And I think, for example, if you look at aromatherapy schools, if you look at businesses and everything that is surviving through the highs and lows, probably has found a perfect pain point. Then relationship building is really, really important. Having the clear offer, and that is again based on what your client's pain point or desire is. Happy customers is so important. If you don't have happy customers, again, if the coffee shop doesn't serve espresso, I'm not going to call it a coffee shop. It's for me somewhere a gas station or McDonald's. A coffee shop needs to have espresso for me. An ice cream store should have several flavors and not just chocolate if I want vanilla. So, happy customers is super important. And then you always need to nurture them. So, that's part of the funnel. We think maybe somebody comes in, we send them one email per month. Then we ask them the next month for, hey, here's a workshop you want to join. Guess how many people might join? Maybe one, maybe nobody, maybe two. And then that's it. And then we say it's a failed business because we actually didn't put enough time in to get customers in. So let's look at the Starbucks funnel. I think everybody knows the Starbucks funnel, right? Or not the funnel maybe, but you know Starbucks. So who's going regularly to Starbucks? Give me just a thumbs up or say me or so. Or not regularly, but who has visited Starbucks? Not that it's my favorite coffee shop. I always prefer the local ones, but You must have been to Starbucks, not anymore because of the strike. Okay, but in general, have you been at Starbucks? Kim, yes. Pam, yes. Yep. Okay. So the feeling when you go into Starbucks, and we are talking about top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And I just want to bring, we talk about this much more, and it's also in the classroom. The top of the funnel is where you don't really sell anything that has high value. The top of the funnel are the lead magnets. That's where you bring your people in. It's like a really, really big opening. You're offering a bunch of content that serves your clients. You're going to give them a lot of information about what you're doing. You're going to talk about the topic you like to talk about, and. So that's the top of funnel. Then you're going to come to the middle of the funnel. That's where the people are already a little bit more warm. So let's say they are on your email list for a good month, 2 months, and you gave them a weekly nurturing email. That's what we call the middle of the funnel. It's not as many people as at the top of the funnel because obviously not everybody is going to storm into Starbucks because not everybody is the customer of Starbucks. But at least the possibilities are there. There's a wide entrance, they can come in. Then there's the middle of the funnel, and at the bottom, that's the bottom of the funnel. And it's funny that it's called actually the bottom of the funnel, where it is really your top customers. So your top customers are at the bottom of the funnel because they have been funneled through and over a few months, maybe over weeks, months, or years even, until they hit the bottom of the funnel, where these are your most treasured customers. These are your VIP people. These are the people that you love and they love you for whatever reason. But that is a long nurturing process. So that is not something that works from today to tomorrow. So getting really from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. And then we talk about retention. How do you keep customers in your world? And again, all of this here can take anywhere from a few weeks to years. And the few weeks, I'm talking more about the intuitive purchases we do. We need groceries. We need chocolate ice cream, obviously. No, stop, wait, vanilla ice cream. We need to have certain things. So those funnels are very short because there's a constant need. Coffee, beer, food, wine, any of those ones, anything. For the ones that have animals, we constantly buy food. So those type of funnels, they have a very short time span on how they get fulfilled. Yet there are funnels out there. So let's look at the Starbucks funnel just for a moment. They have a wide entrance, attracts everyone walking by that wants to go in and needs a coffee or a frappuccino or a funnel, maybe a funnel they sell too, or a cold coffee drink or something. Then it's always the atmosphere, exterior feel, the warm, inviting, recognizable feeling of Starbucks. So when you think about your own business, how are you going to make it feel the way you want them to feel when they enter your door? Do you want them to feel comfortable? Do you want them to always know that you're going to be the teacher and you're going to be more austere? So all of this is part of a funnel. The way you make people feel, the way you make yourself or the way you present yourself. Are you approachable, or are you someone that actually wants to deliver something but never talk again really then in public? So finding that out, that is a little bit the atmosphere you have at Starbucks as well. The middle of the funnel is then interest to consideration and then decision. So here is where they look at the menu board, then they start ordering at the counter. Then there is an upsell display, right? You see these little snack items, and then there is like a donut, and then there's a little pop cake and a little muffin. So these ones are the upsells in the funnel. So imagine that for you, if you have a workshop and your workshop is let's say like this one, 2 hours long right now, and then your upsell might be, we are going to go even deeper if you would like to join me over here. And then you have maybe a $29 upsell or a $97 upsell or something like this. And then there's the merchandise area at Starbucks as well. That is another part of the funnel. So Starbucks added merchandising, I don't know when, but it will elevate the average order value for Starbucks. So if they would just sell coffee, they would not be able to survive really. So they are adding their little cupcakes, they're adding their little merchandise, they are adding, would you like anything else? All the different sizes you can get, all the add ons for the drinks you can get. So this is all part of a funnel. Does that make sense until here? Just like what a little bit, we're going to see a few more examples. And the bottom of the funnel is the entire payment process, right? So you're there, you're giving them their card, you're paying, and you have become a customer officially in that moment. Now, if you want to go back or not, that is another question. And that is up to Starbucks in this case, how they're going to help you to come back. So if you have a retention plan, like a loyalty program as a coffee shop, you can have like come back and the 10th drink is for free. That's retention. And also the atmosphere is predictable. So people know they get Wi-Fi, they have a seat, they have cushy seats, whatever you want to call it, whatever you like about it. They have outdoor seating, they have a drive-through. So all of this adds to the retention, to the comfort of the client. The IKEA funnel, just quickly, I'm gonna go through those ones a little bit faster, but if you understand tofu, mofu, bofu, the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, I really would urge you over the weekend until you get access on Monday to this big report, because it makes no sense to fill out a report questions, get a humongous report if you don't understand the basics of funnels. So when you go out this weekend, look at where funnels exist. So the IKEA funnel is really, or IKEA funnel is really awesome because they make it very vivid. They have arrows on the floor. They guide you through this maze of IKEA, and then you come out. Oh, and then here we go. We can add more items at the end, right? So first of all, you come in. Then they have a menu board, and you can see where you need to go. Then they literally guide you with arrows through the entire IKEA store. It almost makes you crazy. After the fifth time you're there, you're looking for the shortcuts. If you need to go back, you get mad at IKEA for a moment because you don't find your way back, but yet you go back because you love it, right? It's ridiculous how but it's such a well done funnel. And then you actually you make your decisions through going through all of these ones. You add way more to your blue and yellow bags than you need to. And then you come to the end, and then you're also going to see more items, and then you're actually going to pick it up. You pay and pick everything up immediately at the warehouse. So you have it. I was just in July over in Germany when my grandfather died, and my grandma ordered a new bed. I'm like, oh, great, we can put it together while I'm here. No, it arrives in 9 weeks. I'm like, what? It's just what is it, like handmade somewhere or what? Because we are such instant gratification people at this point. 9 weeks for a single twin bed. That's unheard of for me. It's like East German times back. I mean, hello, but at IKEA, you can pick it up immediately. And then there are the assembly instructions. Wait, they have a restaurant on top of it. So let's go and have food. And then while you walk back, why don't you pick up some of the meatballs and the other items they have, right? So you're being exposed every single day to this beautiful funnel in some way, shape, or form. Now, I just wanted to bring this back quickly to an online version, a cohort classroom funnel. So everybody has taken online classes like crazy. We know them. If it is Aroma Hat, if we go to Tony or Dean's workshops, if we do a book publishing workshop, if we have your own workshops like Shalane creating her own workshop, there are, or Tisserand Institute, of course, we know them as well. So the cohort classroom funnels is either, like for example, Tisserand or Aroma Hat, relies on 20, 30 years of collecting customers and emails. So they have, of course, at this point, a much easier time to sell their courses, and they don't need this long runway anymore. When Tusserand comes out with a new course, who's going to jump on it? Like most of us on here right now. And also, if Aromahead comes out with a new one, or if anybody comes out that in this moment fits your interest, you will jump on it. But when you're new to the whole game, you still need to go through all of these steps. That's why I was mentioning, as soon as you decide to have a business, start having at least an opt-in page with a lead magnet, because it really takes time. So awareness phase, free workshop or masterclass or a lead magnet you would do. So you have the awareness phase. Then you come into the interest phase, a value-packed workbook. You can add as an add-on, or you give them while you're like Kim, you have the spreadsheet. So you have a workshop and the spreadsheet to sell afterwards. Then there comes but this part here is actually still for free. Then there comes a consideration phase like live Q&As, and you will have maybe some, well, actually taking away their obstacles and saying, yes, I want that. So you want to have like a Q&A session, you want to be open for them being in contact with you and so on. So then it comes an evaluation phase for the customer. Not everybody jumps right away on a $100, $500 or $1,000 product. You do think a little bit, is like, am I going to do this? Is that right for me? And the higher the price, the more support it actually needs. The more emails they send, the more they want to take away the fear of you thinking you make the wrong decision. So they are going to make you or put your mind at ease so you can buy easier. Does that make sense? That it takes longer the higher the price. Okay. Then there comes the decision and enrollment window, where there is normally a clear deadline. Sign up. It's going to go away on Friday at that point. And the reason is twofolded. One, there's urgency. Every offer needs some kind of an urgency. The more expensive, the more urgency is there. But also for the person that is selling the workshop or the classes or everything else, they need to know how many people are actually coming, and they need to count their pennies and dollars and so on. So there's often a clear deadline to this funnel where the person needs to make the decision, am I going to pull out my credit card or debit card or not? And even around this decision point, you often receive 3 to 10 more emails from the people. If you observe and go back into your emails, if you were part of the Tony Robbins, for example, they have sent so many emails that at one point I'm like, I'm going to frickin' unsubscribe because they literally sent dozens of emails. So don't be shy sending 3 emails. The people that really make it out there in the world send around this time here anywhere between 3 to 7 emails in 2 days. And then there's the loyalty and delivery. You deliver your course, and then you have retention, where you maybe say, okay, now we had the cohort course. Would you like to come to our membership environment, where that is retention then? So this is where people then join your school group, for example, or your membership wherever you have your classes. And then they're going to be part of your retention program. So everything is calculated out if you're in business. And the FOMO, exactly, Kim, the FOMO is real. So we experience that when doors are closing, this program isn't coming back for a year. Do you want to join in? Yes or no? And then you need to make that decision. So, multi market funnel, that's my last example. And I think that is one of the most well thought out funnels, I think, in the world. Not that I'm saying I'm a fan of multi-marketing or anything like this, but they have perfected their funnels. FOMO means a fear of missing out. So they have perfected their funnel. They have so much material ready to kill any doubt you might have. Even if the prices are 3 times as high, they do it often through the top of funnel. They have social media posts. They show a day in life. Mostly it looks all perfect and beautiful. It looks fun. It looks like, oh my goodness, I want to be part of that community. Often, multi-marketing funnels are often around communities. So this part is incredibly important. If you don't like multi-level marketing, that's totally cool, but learn from their marketing strategies because they are intense, but they really, really work. And you for a reason you might want to at least know about and maybe learn a little bit. The middle of the funnel is really more a one-on-one thing. Hey girl, you want to come to another party? Do you want to come over here? We're going to have a few drinks. We're going to do a few of these things. Just why don't you come Tuesday night at 7 p.m.? So this part we can learn. That's the DM funnel, the private messaging funnel. Works really well. Free samples or demos, lots of them, right? And it works. People want to warm up to the idea what they are going to buy. That's why if you have a digital version, you're actually buying a free workshop or a lead magnet, or you're getting, not buying, you're getting a free workshop, a lead magnet, a marketing uh, cutie, whatever you want to call this, whenever it's free. So they are doing it through free samples and demos a lot. Group challenges. They also have private Facebook groups. So there's a lot of community involved in multi marketing funnels. And it works. Most often, it works. Until you say, okay, you know what? I found an alternative to, let's say, the $85 frankincense because I can actually get it over here, same quality for $40. So that comes then with the that comes with the education you go through as a consumer. Then I started out with doTERRA, for example. I still think actually their oils are good, but over time, I educated myself and I found that I can get really good oil through Floriana, for example, for a third of the price. So that part is on me, but the channel for multi marketing really works. So the bottom of funnel is you become a customer, you join the distributor, you have maybe somebody above you, they can help you through. That's how it's meant, and so on. And then there's the retention and loyalty, obviously, the ranking they do, the weekly team calls, the recognition, shout outs, step by step training, so people feel supported. This is something we can do every single day in our school groups too. And it's just much more warmer or a different way because we are, well, maybe we are out for the millions, but that's not what it is. Often, what we do as micro businesses is really niching in on one channel and trying to help over there. But multi marketing takes it, of course, to a whole different level. And it's just an example. So I just wanted to say the universal pattern of funnels is there's an awareness phase, then there's interest, then there's trust, there's a trial often, and then there's the commitment. So no matter what you do, you will still go through these ones with your business as well. Because without awareness and interest and trust, you will not have actually commitment. So these are very normal to go through. That's why you cannot be shy in getting yourself out there as soon as possible, because this whole thing here, the awareness, interest, and trust, will actually only happen by you communicating to real people and not in your head. Yeah, I know, Jackie. I love MLM marketing, even so I don't necessarily agree with their sales model. Yep, I agree. Yeah, so they are really a good way to learn from. So, did these examples make sense? Was that pretty clear and easy to understand for anybody that maybe has not? Okay, cool, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, so if you are new, relatable, good. Yeah. If you're new to funnels and you never have seen them, but you know it's happening, all around you every single day. Grocery store, hairdresser. Think about your hairdresser, right? You go in, they have products to sell, or maybe you can buy some scissors or whatnot else. So every single store and digital program has a funnel. And if not, they're most likely not as successful as the ones with a funnel. Okay, let's move on. So the two main approaches is organic and paid funnels. And I know often we start out in business where we still have not enough money, so we go the organic route. But as soon as we can switch over to even a small budget of the paid route, you want to do that. And the reason is just your business can grow much faster. And I will show you in a moment what the difference might be. But organic traffic is like growing a garden, time investment, slow but steady, strong relationships, and sustainable long term. Totally works, and you have to actually do that 100% in your business. While paid is always optional, but organic you always need to do. And if you're still not doing that, you're probably not growing your business. So the organic one needs to happen every single day because you don't pay for it, but you're live, you're somewhere out on Instagram, you're creating a blog post, you're sending an email, you're doing all of these kind of things. That's a normal little funnel. Then the paid one is optional, but it's basically like you're renting a market stall. You go out and 100 people come to you instead of you trying to reach 100 people on a daily basis. So there is money investment, but you will also get faster results. It's scalable, it goes much faster, and it requires, of course, a budget. And depending on what you do, a market stall can cost, I know in California, when I did the markets, they were like $600 to $800 for a weekend, but the guarantee was 54,000 visitors. Now you go to a farmer's market here in Tamworth, there are like 200 people, but your market stall is only $20. So, it's all a matter um, of scalability. And if you start small, you can start small on a farmer's market. If you want to go really big, you go to the big markets. And I made much, much, much more money on the big markets where I paid $650 for a weekend than the $20, of course. So also in the beginning, that was a really quick approval of does my product work or not. You spend one $650 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 years of doing organic marketing, that will cost you much more money, actually, because your time is also money. The trade show analogy, I really like that because I did a few trade shows, and that is just something you want to also think about. And we touched that with the previous slide, actually. So let's say you go to a trade show. The trade shows I went to, they cost me around $10,000. And the $10,000 is normally for 3 to 4 days of showing up. But the people they guarantee that come through the trade show is anywhere between 50 to 150,000 people. Back then, trade shows don't work as much anymore now. But 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they were the thing. So you paid $10,000 for a prime location with pre-qualified visitors because it was, for example, the gift show or the skincare show or some kind of show that fit your niche, your market. You got 40 plus leads in at least per in 3 days. So when I go to the trade show, the people come to your booth, you get a chance to talk to business owners that have maybe stores, and they say, let me put an order in, and you have a minimum order. Can you imagine 250,000 cold calls or 100,000 cold calls you have to do in order to get 40 people in? How long it would take you actually to get these people in? So each lead cost me $250 if you take the 10,000 and I got 40 leads or 40 boutiques at that point. They cost me $250 per boutique. But the potential of them reordering and putting in a minimum order and them coming back to the next trade show and order again, maybe a bigger amount, is worth the $250 per lead. Now, if I do cold calling It takes me months, if not years, to maybe get 10 leads in after 6 months. Because what do you need to do when you do cold calling or DMing or organic traffic? You need to put up a message box. You need to send them an email. You need to DM them. You need to say, hey, are you still there? Hey, are you interested? By the way, if you're not interested, we can book another. So there's a lot of back and forth. And you might maybe end up with $500 a lead, but only 10 of them that will come. So in the beginning, when you go and think about your business, you need to make the decision, how fast do I want to grow? How fast can I grow depending on your budget? So you can sit for 5 years and maybe have two, three, four customers or none even. Or you can say, I'm going to scale this all down to 6 months. I'm going to give my best. I'm going to invest. I'm going to put two, three, $4,000 advertisement behind it. But then at least I know that my business is working or not. So that's a little bit the difference between doing the organic way or paid way, between doing bigger things and smaller things. So the organic approach, as I said, is a longer timeline. It's an investment that is more your time and consistency. And if you have that time and consistency, by all means, go and do that. But it's also best for relationship building. So always look at your business as well. What kind of business do you have? Do you have one-on-one coaching? Well, then maybe the organic way is totally fine because you might not need as many people. But if you have one-on-one coaching and you only charge $50, well, you need a lot of one-on-one coaching clients to make ends meet. So that is all something you need to consider. How much budget do I have? How fast do I want to grow? What is my current price? And how many of those do I need to sell in order to make my monthly wishful income? By the way, do you guys like the slides? I'm just wondering, do they come across as cute and nice as I want them to? Um, yeah, I'm playing around. Love them. Oh, good. They are clear. And, okay, good, good, good. Then I will, if you want to know more about Gamma, I can show you that too. So the paid funnel is again a market stall. You go there, it's 2 to 6 weeks, maybe even less. You learn about, you talk to customers, you're active, you're networking, and you're getting results in much faster than the organic way. Then you have an investment of maybe $500 to $2,000 a month when you do, like, you can learn enough already by just attending four farmers markets or four networking just to see what people want and think. And it can cost you way less. Oh, good hope. Thank you. Best for those ready to invest and for fast growth. Anything like this I'm taking this one as a product funnel. And the example is that you can use either markets or targeted ads, landing pages, email nurturing, and then you offer. Or you sell directly at the market, and you might want to find this very pleasurable to go to markets, and you will continue to do them. And then suddenly you see yourself doing them all summer long everywhere. They are a lot of work, but they can be super fun. Now, skincare product line, for example, if you do an organic growth of a skincare, and you can take, oops, sorry, you can take the skin, this example, you can take into aromatherapy, you can take into products, you can take it anywhere where you sell something, either online or offline. It really doesn't matter. But I'm just need to give examples about the difference here. So the revenue, let's say you have a revenue in the organic way of $10,000 per year. So you invested maybe in cost of goods sold, meaning all of your raw ingredients, everything you do, marketing material of $500. Then you have a gross profit margin of $6,000. So your net profit is 5,500. Can you survive in the United States with $5,500 per year? The answer is pretty clear. Of course not, unless you have a really rich husband or wife, and then you can maybe make it go. The paid way is your revenue is $100,000. Yes, your costs go up of your raw materials, and your gross profit margin goes up as well. Your marketing will be obviously more as well because you're investing into paid growth, but your overall profit margin suddenly jumps to 45,000 instead of 5,500. So that's just a little bit of an example of paid versus the upfront costs you normally have. And the same with an 8-week cohort program. Your revenue is 12,000 for organic, then your costs maybe to set up this entire program is over the year $3,000 because you pay for Zoom, you pay for the platform you're using, you pay for different things throughout the year, and your net profit is $9,000. But if you go and just collect enough people to filter through the tofu, mofu, bofu funnel, and you get them onto your email list, your revenue or your net profit can jump far higher than anything else, just because maybe you spend some advertisement dollar. So you have to see the advertisement dollars not in this one time, oh my goodness, I'm going to spend 15,000 this year, because it actually will bring you more and more people in, and you have the possibility to sell to them as well. So the paid strategy will be much, much easier to do if you decide, and you can start with slow paid advertisement. You don't need to start with 15,000, but you can start with $100 or $50 and get your feet warm. That's what I would do. If I were to start paid advertisement again, I would start the lead gen funnels you guys all have access to actually in our AI Grim society. I would start with that lead gen funnel and then the paid one, and then I would work my way up into all of these other funnels and possibilities and go fancy. So the funnels I use, I'm going to take you through. I call them the teacher funnel, the connector funnel, and the helper funnel, just for you to see what they look like. So the teacher funnel is you do free workshops, you do email nurturing, and then you do a program pitch. It's a very simple funnel. I just wanted to make it very clear is funnels don't need to be like 10 pages long. They can just be as simple as you do a free workshop, you capture email addresses, and then you do a program pitch. You do obviously do the nurturing through emails for a few days, a few weeks, depending how big your program is. Again, the more expensive your program, the more lead time you need. So if you sell a $2,000 program, like Aroma Head does, for example, or Amy Porterfield, or Marie Forleo, or Tony Robbins, they sell for two, three, four, five, $6,000 programs, but they only sell them pretty much once a year as well. And then you need a longer leadway. You need also more people, but the potential of making more money is, of course, also there. So that's the teacher funnel, I call that. It's just you present something what you know, you you do it for free, you nurture them through your emails, and then you say, by the way, would you like to join X, Y, and Z program? Then we have just the timeline quickly. A teacher funnel can be something like 4 weeks. You do a free workshop over here and you sell them into a bigger program in week 4 with nurturing in between. Then we have the connector funnel. That is not my favorite funnel, but it works for many people. And you will see a number in a moment because we have a private customer who does that, DMing people. I don't know why I don't like it, but it works and I've done it. It's a faster turnaround, often really good for high paid programs. You basically do social media content, YouTube videos, anything else. People comment often, they like then something, maybe if it's good content, they will react. Then you can direct message them through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. You book a discovery call with them, or also like a evaluation call or assessment call, anything like this, and then you sell them into a custom proposal. That is something you want to do if you do a lot of one-on-one work. You want to maybe get into the habit of doing DMing or emailing or just really personal reaching out personally. Okay. And then the last one, oh no, here's one more time the timeline of a connector funnel, the DM funnel is daily. Somehow you share something. Weekly, you engage in meaningful comments and conversations. Monthly, you do 5 to 10 discovery calls in order to get 1 to 2 clients in. The funnel number three is the helper funnel. This one is many of you have seen and done. That is freebies, lead magnets, giving free information out, getting them onto your email list, nurturing them, and sending them through a paid solution. Oh, marketing bros most. Gotta run to a meeting. Great business so far. I will catch. Okay, see you soon, Jackie. I understand the need to post daily. I'm just struggling with perfectionism. Yeah, Chris. So it doesn't even need to be daily, to be honest. It just needs to be extremely good. So you can choose between putting some noise out there and people are actually not really interested. You can take it. So somebody, again, let's go back to my stepdad, for example. He loves chocolate. So if I were to put daily posts out about vanilla, strawberry, whatever, he would not even look at the posts. But if I put chocolate recipes out every single day, you, or even just 3 times a week, then he will most likely be very interested in looking at these chocolate recipes. And those ones will be the most meaningful to them. So it's not about posting a lot, it's about posting actually the right thing. And if you have the time span to do something daily, even better. But not everybody has, especially not in the beginning. I did not have a clue actually what my customer wants. So you need to put out quite a few different posts in the beginning to get a feeling of what your customer wants. And so when you put out choices, you will see reactions. Then you go back in your history and see where did you get the most interaction. And if you want, polls are really good. Do you like A or B? And people like to give opinions. So you will get a lot of feedback with A or B polls. And it's a quick thing for them to do. It's not that they need to write a big comment. They can just choose. Do you like frankincense or do you like orange? And so, or do you like both? And then people can just choose. Do that in the beginning for the first 30 posts if you want to. Do you want this or this? And you will narrow down your avatar. Erin, do you like this soap or do you like the lotion? If you could choose, do you want to buy? And if they all say soap, then you could say, well, do you like the charcoal soap or do you like the men's soap? Or do you like this or do you like that? Do you like vegan or do you like this? And you narrow down. Prepare the questions in AI Grim, for example. Find 30 question polls you can do for your specific niche and then post them daily and figure out what your client is. Okay, so here it is you create valuable free templates. That's the helper one, right? If you want to help and if you're more on the helper side, you put out a lot of free templates and guides and opt-in pages. You promote them maybe organic and through ads. Those ones are the cheapest ones to promote the lead generation ads. And then you actually nurture them in your email sequences and you offer them, and then you give the offer to them at the end of the day. And maybe that will take, depending if it's organic or paid, it can take anywhere from 15 days where you can see results with paid ads to much more time through organic. So just quickly, if I put out a new offer, I often run an ad for 10 days and just see if the reaction is good. And I don't put a lot of advertisement money maybe behind it, maybe $5 a day, but I only run it for 10 days instead of doing and questioning and guessing for a year. So I make really short decisions on I've got a new idea. I twirl it around in my head. I sit on it for a while. Then I create some graphics. I create a copy for my Facebook ad. Then I put the Facebook ad out. I see how the reaction is. And then I can decide I'm going to go this way or I'm not going to go this way. You have a quick decision turnaround then without losing a lot of time. So, common funnel mistakes in general is there are no clear next steps for your customers. We are all agreeing at this point, you know what your customer wants, and then you start the funnel. So, if you don't know what your customer wants, try to figure that out really, really fast because it's hard to spend all the time on creating funnels if you don't know what your customer wants. But once you know, you need to tell your customer the next clear step. That's often missing. Everybody is posting, but there's no call to action. It's like, contact me, give me a call, let me know. Do you like this? What do you think? Like anything like this. Then often too big of an ask. It's basically this asking for a marriage on your first date type of thing. Some people put something big out and they think, well, I spent a year creating it, so you better buy this now. Big mistake, right? We build and build and build because we think, well, now I built it for a year, you should probably buy it. I spent all that time. Not true, because maybe you have built something in your silence nobody wants. And also, people don't know you. So, why would they buy from you? Inconsistent messaging. That's something I have done. And everybody probably, especially in the beginning, different and inconsistent messaging. Sometimes you say hi, and then 4 months, nothing. And then you say hi, and then 2 months, nothing. Well, people don't know what to do. But if you say weekly, hi, this is what's going on in my life, this is what I prepared, download my freebie, go here, click the button, download the freebie, they know exactly what to do. That works. People need to know what to do next. A follow-up system, losing people who don't buy immediately. Often we think it's like, well, they didn't buy, so they don't want it. But where is the follow-up system? Hey, you touched those 3 or 5 soaps at my market stall. I saw you, frickin' hell. Why didn't you buy them? Come on back. Here's a 20% off coupon. So something like this works really well is follow-up systems as well. I noticed we had our discovery call. I noticed you didn't want to jump on another call or you didn't say anything back. Just give me a quick clue why. So I can learn and I can understand what my customers want. And it's totally fine if you don't want to work with me or if you don't want to do this with me. I'd like to just understand why so I can make it better for the next time. Nothing wrong with that. You're running a business. Really important to ask your people all the time. Ryan Levesque, I think, has the ask method out there, which is really impressive. That's his whole method is asking. Asking, asking, asking. It's Ryan Levesque. I'm not sure if he still does that, but that was many years ago. But I think he's still around. The content challenge, biggest funnel bottleneck is often creating consistent and valuable content, writing emails that don't sound generic, personalizing proposals for each prospect, especially difficult with one on one clients, following up without being annoying. That's often the feeling we have. We think we are annoying by sending one email a week. No, you get annoying by sending 20 emails a day. Tony, Dean, frickin' hell. No, don't do that. But sending an email once a week, that's totally fine. Sending them a personal, sweet message saying, this is what's going on in my life. I messed up, or this happened and it was great. I had a great Greece trip. It was so beautiful. I learned a lot. Just want to tell more about it. Here's some pictures. Next week, I'm going to tell you which of my favorite plants I had. Then the week after is my favorite wine. And the week after, you're going to tell them about the amazing fruit that came with the helichrysum oil. So that's what you want to do is just be open to tell about yourself and be sweet. Hockey. Okay, yes, that's true. Yes, yes. Okay. So that is our challenge really, but We can always think about it. Okay, first of all, get clarity really. You don't need, so funnels in general, they are simple. It's not that they're overly complicated. You just need to get your mind set or your mind around how your customer is going to flow through your business. What do you want them? If you were your own customer, what do you want them to experience? How do you want them to experience it? So try to think about that a little bit. It's like, what should be the next step for your customer? Would you want to be left alone suddenly? You pique their interest and then you don't call anymore or you don't write anymore. That's not nice, right? That you wouldn't want that to happen to you. So it's simple, but it's not easy because the consistency most, and I speak for myself, consistency is so hard in business because we have to wear 17 different hats. It's so difficult. So requires consistent ideation, execution, and adjustment. The first funnel might be nothing because you put out a lead magnet they might not even want. Well, then you have to put out a second lead magnet, a third one, but give it time and give it proper execution, meaning name it everywhere, send it to everyone, get the feedback back in. So, marketing at this point, once you're done with your education, no matter what you did, you want to spend 80% focus on marketing, at least for a year until you feel really good at it. You know what funnels are, you know what emails look like, you know what people want. You need to spend time in the marketing department because we all are really good in creating, including myself, figuring out Gamma, love it. I'm going to play in it. It takes 20 hours away because I need to learn a new tool, but I had fun, but that's not really doing marketing and sales. And Seth actually mentioned that. It's great. Now you have this one. It's great how you figured it all out. I hope you're going to use it more often now. So, look where you spend your time. We can create 20 other soaps, right? Or 20 other skincare products. But how do you funnel your people through? You need to spend time on that. How do you get more customers in to tofu, into mofu, into bofu? And what else can you offer them? So yeah, it's time consuming and it's also overwhelming often. But now, I mean, obviously you have the AI solutions and you can use AIs for creating email sequences, for creating social media posts, generating workshop outlines, drafts, personalized DMs as well. You can turn one piece of content into multiple pieces of content. We have that with our content creator, and you can even do it in any other way in AI creates lead magnets from your methodology. Like you can create everything with way less time than you ever spend on creating content. So this one is really true for everything you need to do when it is about content. So you know that we have the 170 prompts in there. We have the voice learning, so it speaks with your voice. The storybooks are coming, but you have already the possibility to do it in your own assistant, and you have your client context there as well. So use that really efficiently to create more content that is balanced with your piece of work. So whatever you do with your niche. So for example, the funnel example where you teach, you create a workshop outline, you can create an email sequence, you create the 10 social media promotion, and you have follow-up content. You can do this all inside of AIGRAM already. So use that. Just do that. At least try it and see how it works. There are the workshop outlines, lesson plans, email sequences. You've got it all in there. You just need to apply it, search for it, and do it. And do it over and over again so you become really familiar. The connector funnel, the DMing, you do social media content in AI. You can do the DM templates in AI. You can do the discovery preparation call already, and then you can even write the proposals in AIGRAM. So you can do that too. You have the helper funnel. That is where we put out a lot of lead magnets or templates. You can create those lead magnets. Many of you have done that already, also in AIgram. All of these prompts are available. You have your email nurturing sequence. You have your content calendar you can create in AIgram, and you have your sales materials. Those ones are um, our strategic bundles we have. So those ones are all available to you, and you just need to know what funnel you're going to do. So your complete funnel strategy report, this is going to be our next thing. I'm going to switch over quickly to what to do next. So we are reaching the end slowly, but I want to show you in the classroom now, you have create one funnel that fits you. In here, we have the live call now. You can also watch the recorded one again. There's a funnel overview that explains one more time the tofu, mofu, and bofu. Get really familiar with that and try to think about how it fits into your own business. First of all, where do you get all your people from? Answer that question. Tofu, where will they come from? And that could be multiple things. It could be through advertisement. It could be through markets and you collect email addresses. It could be through your Shopify sales page where you have an opt-in page for a cool discount code. It could be anywhere. So the top of funnel could be multiple things and should be multiple things because you need to bring hundreds and thousands of people in. So think about that. Then what could be your middle of the funnel where they get really warm and they maybe book a discovery call with you, or they maybe buy 10 soaps for the price of 8. That's your middle of the funnel. And then you have the bottom of the funnel. Maybe, Aaron, just thinking for you as a product person, you suddenly have a spa person that buys 100 soaps, or a hotel that buys lotions and soaps. And the bottom of funnel for digital products could be your course, right? You offer then for $297, $497, or whatever your price range will be. So that is the bottom of the funnel. So think about, first of all, how do you get people into the big funnel, and how do you filter them slowly through to the bottom of funnel so you can make the income you want to make. And it can be one product when you when you start out. I'm a big advocate for start with one product, one perfect funnel, one perfect email sequence, get really familiar with one thing. Kim, you also mention often, I've got this, and this, and it's so hard to focus. I would say take the most likely one that will succeed and build that one completely out once, and then you can always add more products in, or more designs, or more courses, or more webinars, or whatever you want to add. So go through the funnel overview, go to the 4 funnels you know already. I actually, what you saw on the slides, the IKEA funnel and so on, I elaborated on them. So you can download the funnel examples here, and then you see much more in detail what they are all about. And you can figure it slowly out. Get warm with the thoughts. It's like, oh, this feels right for me. I could do that. Or, oh God, no, I'm not going to do this 20 emails a day thing. So definitely not. The 17 funnel types, look at 17 different funnels that are the most used funnels actually over and over again, and they work really well. I'm giving you 17 different funnel types here, and they all come with an explanation as well. Get familiar with them. And then the client attraction clarity is a small workbook I put together just for the thought, just thinking about it. Are you struggling with visibility, with trust, conversion, retention, or with clarity and direction? What are you really struggling with? Or are you struggling with all of the above? Well, then we need to really, really start just with tofu. Get people in. And then you can go through those here and just check them out and write a little bit in, just to, get a little, I don't know why I put question marks here, but it's a little bit of an assessment. So you make crosses where you feel like what it is. And then at the end of the workbook, it gives you mostly A, mostly B, C, D, or E. and then you can see what you might want to focus on first. That's the assessment here. Grab that one. That's available for you as well. I will open up a Q&A section actually. So I'm going to put out a new post, and I would love for us for the next 30 days to just figure out stuff and talk about it and see what your questions are so I can help you actually implementing your funnel. Then on Monday, and I'm specifically leaving some space between today and Monday. And the reason is there's a lot to digest and wrap your head around funnels. If you go through these four and just if you took notes and just sit with it a little bit, you will get to know funnels much, much better because I put a humongous report together that is automated for you. And that report will come to you on Monday. Oops, here it is. Let me just grab it. The report will become available to you on Monday, and it will give you will get 25 questions, hopefully with much more clarity already, and it will then give you a 12 to 20 or 15 to 20 page document that will give you everything you need to build your funnel. So this one will come out on Monday, available to you. And what you can expect in this document, you will see you get a chosen funnel archetype from these 17 different funnels. It will figure out which one will be the best for you. It will give you a business snapshot of your current situation, funnel insights, how the funnel would work, strategic offer architecture, so the specific offer model and how it will work with offers in it, talking about upsell, downsell, what will work for you. The funnel map then, a 14-day action plan as well. So, what to do to implement that funnel on a daily basis. The revenue path, what you can expect from a funnel. The funnel content kit, like a small content kit, just what to post and where to post and how to post and what to say. The next steps, and then the visual diagram. So, it will look somewhat like this here: business snapshot, primary offering mission, funnel insight, SEO, blog funnel, content engine, email content, strategies behind it. And that will become available to you on Monday. But this funnel is free for anybody that is currently in any of our um, in any of our Mofo, Bofo, Tofu funnels, whatever you want to call this, the free version, then we have the $49 plan, and we have the big plan, the $99 plan, and the yearly are actually 50% off and 37% off. But everybody gets one free try with this one, except our VIP clients, and they know who they are, and you will get 5 tries with this one. And the reason I need to set a limit on it, it's a very elaborate one, and we are running this for free, and it's really amazing what it will get back to you, and you will get access to it. So I want you, when you fill out that question, to have a lot around clarity already, what that means for you to create a funnel and how to do business. So yeah, so that's basically more or less the end. Let me just double check. So that's talking about the funnel here, and just mentioning also what the phases are in the funnel. And we talked about that part, and the implementation, that you have at all times in our free community, Leads by AI Grim, but also in our paid community, the AI Grim Society, you will have support for funnel creation. We will definitely go more into depths, and that is depending of who wants to be part of it and creating their own funnels in AI Grim Society. So we can do calls there and deep dives on just talking about how to implement your funnel. You have peer support. I've seen so many beautiful things happening. And we have our monthly workshops, and then the template library you have also in school. And it's really about getting your free report on Monday, choose the approach you feel like fits the best, start small and get support. Getting support is so, so important. So let's see if you have any questions. Feel free to open up the microphones and let's talk about this. Just one last thing, which funnel is best? And to be honest, you need to have, or the best funnel is literally the funnel that will grow your client list and will make you money. There's no other funnel needed otherwise. Definitely, if you're very much in the beginning, you should have a funnel as well. And whatever feels easiest and best to you, start with this one. But definitely choose one funnel. And that's it, I believe. Oh, the report. You can change your funnels at all times, obviously. You can start out with one, put it away, take another one, and create new ones. Oh, the success I mentioned to you. So Mike, he did the connector funnel. He's a client of ours. He did a $25,000 retainer through DMing. That was really cool to see. So he literally just reached out and DM'd to people on Intralinks. He put out posts on Intralinks and then they asked him a question and he DM'd back or messaged back saying, yeah, let's hop on a call. You know, you want to know more about it. And so he closed a $25,000 retainer. And that was happening through messaging. Michelle, she booked one-on-one calls, 6 of them by doing the free workshops and webinars. And then, well, myself also, I added the 6,000, but that was the helper one. So I did the opt-in, the emails, and the advertisement. So that was probably my most favorite for myself, but there are so many other ones. So I wanted to mention those numbers. So every successful funnel business has a funnel, whether intentional or accidental, whether simple or complex. The best funnel, the one that attracts customers, that is your best funnel. Don't ever forget that you are super unique, and every business and funnel should tell your story and be part of you, who you are as well. I think any funnel that is cold and just says blah blah will not work anyway. So put a lot of you in there, find your specific way, and also just be genuinely there to help someone else. I think that is always a beautiful part as well that will speak in every funnel, whatever you put out there. Done. Thank you. Wait a second. I'm going to stop sharing here. And then we can come back on. I can see we can open up questions. So first of all, was it super overwhelming? How was it? Or was it understandable? Can you unmute? Hang on. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, it was a great, some of the stuff was an overview of other classes that you taught us. And, especially when you referred it back to the opt-in emails, I could relate to what we did in those steps. But you always 150% over deliver, especially when you started going through those handouts. And it was like, oh, by Monday.
Oh, yeah. No, sir, no, by Monday you get access to the report, so you don't need to do them by Monday. Everybody
Okay.
is on their own timeline. I'm just saying before you go into the report, which is available in AI Grim then, and everybody that has free access will have a one report shot. There are 25 questions, so I just want you to really think thoroughly through everything before you take it. But it will be available to you no matter when you want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to put it out there. Anybody who wants to do a working session, we can pick a day, and we did that this week, and that worked well.
Yeah, I think that is
To go
super
through this.
helpful to do these things. And
Mhm.
sometimes you just did it on Tuesday, I believe. I think it was a great session from what I heard, the co-working session you guys had.
Yes,
And
it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I think something like this, if a few people can come together and do this, it is so, so helpful.
Many brains make light work.
Yeah, yeah,
Put all our heads together. It's really
some
helpful.
yeah, yeah, and business isn't easy, so it's really good to, like, "What did you say?" or "What does that mean again?" And,
Mhm.
well, is that now that type of funnel actually or not? So, coming together is a really good thing, especially here. The timing for this is perfect for me. I'm really excited to get started in building my yes, that was you, Sylvia. I think so. This is, I mean, funnels should be out year around in some way, shape, or form. Let's see whether those are from an image that didn't translate to the PDF. I think, okay, wait a second, Kim. You'd think the algorithm would filter out duplicate email addresses. I still just use AI for brainstorming, have not wanted to give up my voice to AI. I feel like I can recognize AI written content and so much more. That's Chris. Yeah. So when I talk about the voice of AI, um, I'm mostly talking about the one that is available for you to create in AI Grim, where you just, because AI Grim is all inside of just AI Grim, right? So it's not going out to the outside world. Your documents, all of this is just you. And I think that is one of the biggest things we want to remember is AI Grim, when you create your own persona, that's what I mean by voice, is you give them pieces of your content. Like, for example, you say maybe all the time, like in my emails, the ones that get emails, I always have a certain closing and a certain opening. Like I say, hello, everyone, or happy Thursday, or something like this. So this is your persona. Your persona is then being treated in AI Grim as your persona. So it writes in your persona, and you give it, like, for example, 10 different emails, how you write emails, or maybe you have a transcript you want to give it to, and then it just creates, it makes sure that all of your writing is based on how you speak, not speak out. It's not going to be sent to the big wide world. So that's a, I just wanted to clarify that. I accidentally signed up with 2 emails to Alex Hormozy and get duplicate. Kim. Well, luckily we can unsubscribe and uncheck everything.
But I don't wanna unsubscribe because I still have content, on on the wrong email address. So I don't wanna so I get duplicate emails of everything he sends, so.
Oh, no, no. Yeah, but I think, yeah, whatever works, in terms of the funnel. So I think what is just really important, and I don't know how to really bring it home, is the funnel works for what your product is. So if you know that your product works, it is going to be much easier to create a funnel. So if you know you have, I don't know, Erin, you have a ton of sales with your soap. So you know that your soap works. So now it is really about, how do you get people to buy more or come to your online store, or what is missing there. So the funnel of getting your people now to your online store should be through advertisement. And by the way, if you have an existing email list already, you can upload that email list and make a lookalike audience in Facebook. So
Oh,
if
you
you
really
have,
can? Because that
mm,
I'll say that's where I'm struggling. I have a whole funnel thing going. Like I spent 2 weeks while I was in Holden, or well, 2 days while I was in Holden, getting all that like done, and it's really pretty. It's AI Grim did a wonderful job helping me. But I struggle because most of my people, they want to smell it first, and you can't.
mm,
I have not perfected smell-o-vision yet.
Yeah, smell-o-vision. Yeah. Yes. So what you can did you see what I just did with the funnels a little bit, like the analogy or the examples of Starbucks or the examples of IKEA and so on? You have to somehow find a way to bring it home to say, can you imagine sitting at a cozy fireplace and having the smell of cinnamon creep up your nose or whatever? There is a certain way with products, and I would actually even say research how big brands do the product smell samples, or other soap companies maybe, or like I go to Makesy a lot, and Makesy has incredible photographs if you know Makesy, the
Mhm.
online store. So what makes me wonder is their blends they sell, they are not putting together just an oil bottle. They are putting all of the ingredients into the image. They have orange, cinnamon, clove, like any of this one. And that for me is like I see it and I'm visual anyway. I was like, oh, that's how it smells. I can feel it. So,
We
that is something. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. We did some product pictures of the new line and everything, and I'm just kind of struggling with it, I think.
Yeah, so maybe add to the product pictures these little ingredients in real world. So if you have cinnamon in there, put a cinnamon stick next to it or
So
some.
we did like the carrots and stuff because the new line is the carrot and turmeric facial.
Yes, yes.
And we did carrots and stuff. And I mean the pictures are gorgeous. The lady that did it for me, I absolutely love her. She's local. She does all this stuff, but I don't know. I, I mean, we've only been doing it for a month, so maybe I'm just being impatient.
I think that's what it exactly is. When I hear a month, it's like, what do you think? Just wait a little bit longer. You need to, right? I mean, the product hit maybe a certain amount of people, and now you need to basically take one of your best sellers and put a little bit advertisement money behind it, and
I
you
did
need to bring it out.
I did put some advertising money behind it and nothing. Like it didn't even charge me. I did 2 or 3 of my most popular videos from Instagram and I backed them and I got nothing.
Okay, so there are like 30 different ways of doing, if not 100 actually. I'm sorry, because there are so many combinations. That would be something we might want to talk and look at as well, of what kind of advertisement, because there's lead generation, there's sales, there is lookalike audiences, there are so many different types of funnel possibilities, but you might just need to have a simple sales funnel, and you probably took one of the boost funnels,
Yeah, I
and
did.
that's something. Yeah, so those ones don't necessarily do much except boosting maybe people to look at your account. But
Okay.
if you want to get people onto your Shopify store, for example, I don't know if you have Shopify, but anyway, if you want them to go to your store and actually take a look there, that is a completely different system you would need to choose in advertisement.
Okay. That helps. Thanks.
Yeah.
Erin, I was just thinking, how about if you created like a smaller sample for those people who've written back and that they wanted to smell it, and then you charge them for the sample, but then give them a credit if they make a purchase of
Well,
that product.
I'd have to
You
figure
know,
out how to do that in my online store, but yeah, that would be good.
yeah, like the sample is still like, whatever your soap cost is, charge maybe a fifth, or something, and you give them a little corner of it, just so that they can smell the fragrance and use it a few times, and then give them a credit, like how paint stores, you buy a sample can, to paint your wall and, you'll get a credit off the gallon,
Okay.
later.
Yeah, that's actually a good funnel as well. That is another one. It's the sample offer where you just give something, but when you come back, you get $4 back and credited towards your big purchase. That's a cool idea. What is a lookalike audience, Chris? So a lookalike audience is basically where you have a certain number of emails already, and you upload them to Facebook, and create a lookalike audience based on your existing emails. So let's say you have 200 emails, 500 emails. I think there's a certain amount you need to have. And it says first name, last name, and then email. You upload them. Now, because Facebook is so powerful and many, many people have Facebook accounts, they can then read your people and bucket them into what they like. So Facebook has all the information about you. So they know you're subscribed to this channel and in this group, and you look at this type of advertisement. Their algorithm is amazing. So that's why they can say, oh, Chris gave me 200 of her emails, and I can see that all of these people are constantly interested in lavender essential oils and or maybe traveling. Let's take traveling. Many people like traveling of those 200 people. So now I'm going to show you advertisement to everybody that is interested in traveling to Greece. And that's what a lookalike audience is. So if Erin would, for example, have enough email subscribers that like soap, she uploads them to Facebook, they create a lookalike audience and only show her advertisement to people that buy soap.
So how do you do that?
You need so look up online lookalike audiences on Facebook. How
Okay.
to create a lookalike audience on Facebook, and then what does it do? So look that up, and if you have the emails, see what the minimum number of emails is, because the algorithm needs some food, obviously. And then you can say, okay, I'm going to try it out with this one soap. You have a beautiful 3 different soap pictures and see which one works the best. And you put an ad out for a few days, let it run and see which one gets the most reaction. And then you put a little bit more ad money behind that one working one and see if people come to your sales store. So you need to specifically, I think, especially in your case, Erin, need to look up sales advertisement.
Okay.
Not just boosting for likes or boosting a post. That is almost wasted money for you. I would really look like getting people to your Shopify store and taking action there. If it is for a small sample one, to just get them into the door for now, make it super cheap, make a little sample pack of your soaps, $5, send it out to them, but they are on your email list.
Okay. Because I
And
do have a substantial, I've got like 300 people on my email list. And if
yeah,
that would be great.
yeah. So look that up, lookalike audience and sales advertisement to
Okay.
Shopify. There's so
Thank-
much information for those out there. And let me know if you have questions, because I've done them as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So are you uploading just their names into the Facebook, or are you uploading an email that you sent to those?
You need the emails. Yeah. First name, last name, email. And I also focus heavily on
okay.
United States only for me, because I don't want to get, with all the GDPR rules in Europe and maybe you don't even ship to Europe, Erin, in this case. But it works for every online, offline business. It always works.
So we could just take like a MailerLite report of our
That's
subscribers.
what I do. Exactly.
Has first name, last name, and then their email
Yeah.
address.
And then I
Okay.
upload it and create a lookalike audience. But make
Yeah.
sure you watch. I'm going to see if I can find a good one. Make sure you watch how to do it, because it's never easy with the advertisement. But once you figured it out, you can create that audience and use it over and over again for all of your products. So
Okay.
the email address, yes, the email address. Just the email address. Okay, any other questions? So, yeah.
Oh, the other person can go ahead.
I think it was you only.
Oh, I was going to say I had an aha moment on my spreadsheet of a upsale. Usually I offer a free workshop with the purchase of the spreadsheet, is to offer one-on-one time, because maybe somebody is intimidated on how to use spreadsheets, and sell my time to the person and
I
do
think
like
that's good. Yeah.
as an upsale for like a Black Friday, here's my pricing, for right now. And then in 2026, it goes up to, so like a FOMO, that, the
Yeah.
prices go up next year.
I would definitely, and that is something, Kim, you're just saying that you're trying something around. If something doesn't work, that's totally normal. So come up with a new idea. I think that was one of my slides. You constantly need to reassess what is working. So if you don't get upsells going, then you might want to try something else like the one-on-one call. At one point, you might say, okay, you know what? I just want to have 10 people buy this right now. So I'm going to give a free call away. So you need to play a way around with this, a free 15-minute call, or get a free video, a walkthrough specifically to your needs. Send me your needs and then I will make a video walkthrough. Or so feeding your mind with possibilities of funnels and what will work is a really good idea for a few months to do that. Just to get familiar, because you hear something somewhere and then the disconnect is suddenly, how does that apply to me now? Like with the upsell. Well, what can I upsell? I have no idea. And that's why it is good then to come together with someone. So if Roxandra had, for example, the library workshop now, what could she have upsold right there? So the next time she does maybe a library workshop that is for free, maybe, or for $10 or 25, what could be an upsell right there for her? Does she have her little trio pack of essential oils there? Will she have like, hey, book a session with me here today and you get 50% off? Or so you need to really listen to a lot of stuff to feel out where it comes to you. But this is where the funnel will work and help already, the report itself. But getting familiar and staying warm with possibilities of funnels. Katrine, did you say you will create a video for us on how to do the lookalike audience? No, I actually mentioned, Sylvia, to Google it to say how to create, because there are a ton of really good videos out there. And I'm happy to help and walk through on one of our deep dive calls. If that is a wish, do let me know in our AIGRAM Society and we can go through one together. But Facebook consistently changes the way they look and put everything. It's like a sickness of them. It's even worse than what I've ever seen anywhere. So today I can make a video and in 2 weeks it's not there anymore. So I rather do it on the spot, or you go to YouTube and say how to create a lookalike audience on Facebook in 2025 or in September 2025. Put this at the end.
Yeah, I just noticed even too, the news feed in Facebook recently is much different than it was a couple of weeks ago that I'm seeing on people's paid advertising.
They have hundreds of developers working on their websites. So there are so many changes with Facebook. With school, at least, we just have, this one team of developers and we see every week maybe something new or so. But with Facebook, it's just so many new things and even Google. I mean, who gets to know all the Google things they put out every single day almost? You cannot keep up if you look at Google products. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So just focus on your little world. Focus what is going well for you and where you want your customers to go through. Do you want to have a cup of tea with them? Well, then invite them for a cup of tea on a one-on-one. Do you want to have like a lot of products going out? Well, take your bestseller then and do the lookalike audience and put some advertisement money behind it. Ask people, where do you go shopping? Find out where they buy soap everywhere else. And then say, okay, you know what? There is a whole bunch of people that go to Lush or what it's called. So how can I find the audience Lush? What is Lush doing in terms of advertisement? Look at their advertisement or whatever these stores are called. Go somewhere close to you and study their advertisement techniques. Don't just take my word for something or learn from the funnels. You really need to become familiar with your niche.
So I want to put it out there. Anybody interested in studying together or doing a co-working session tomorrow? And what time?
I'd love to.
After dinner.
I would love to, but I can't.
Okay.
I gotta
You
get
know
my stuff
what?
ready
Why
for
don't you
Saturday, so.
why don't you put a little, thing out in the school group and name
Uh,
few different times,
Sure.
and then maybe you can do that. I think that might be helpful.
Okay.
And then people can join in because I think we are all on so many different schedules, but I love the initiative. So I was like, let's do it tomorrow. Yes. Kim is right there. She's doing it. Katrine, did you say you will create? Oh, no, that was I'm free tomorrow, Friday. Oh, okay. Sylvia is saying she's free tomorrow, Friday, anytime. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, I'm going to put also a Q&A thread out on school. So we have one thread for all Q&A questions funnel. And I think Roxandra needs to go and relax her neck.
Mhm.
I
I've had a
have
headache all morning.
Oh, oh God. Okay, I'm gonna let you all go so you take care of yourself. I hope you liked this whole thing. Do let me know when there are more questions or any questions. Thank you so much. Lovely to see everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Katrina.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.